Welcome, Brother Quah,
Thank you very much.
Mr. Lau.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for participating.
Good morning.
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 May I know what is your fondest memories about Brickfields?
My childhood days were spent here in Brickfields here. I live in Jalan Rosario. It's just a stone's throw away from Jalan Bahala. And I was here for 19 years from age 3 until I was around 22, about 19 years. 1952 I was here and we shifted out in 1971. And we were living in the government quarters over the other end, next to the church, Lutheran church. This part of the Jalan Bahala is where quite few activities occur around here because there are not many families staying in this part of Jalan Bahala, you see, except on festival days. Then it's quite crowded, with lots of devotees and cars and so on. Now this area here has been very well developed, and before that it was just bungalows, and with big gardens, especially in front of the temple.
So what were your fondest memories?
The fondest memories are the childhood days, like we used to play, we used to hang out in the back of this Buddhist temple and the back of the Lutheran church. We play around, and there are a lot of trees, there are a lot of mango trees, So we climb trees, and as boys we do a lot of things here.
I heard you all are friends.
Yes,
So
yes.
did
We
you-
were here because we were school here in Brickfields School. It's just the road next to this in Jalan Marsh.
Okay.
See? So I was 1 year senior to him, that's all. Yeah.
So Brother Quah, what is your fondest memories of
So
Brickfields?
practically my whole life is centered around this place. Until now, I started, I see my brother Lau say, Brickfield School 1, when we were singing God Save the Queen at that time.
Yes,
Not
because
Nigaraku.
I started standard 1 in the year 1956 before independence.
57.
He started in 57.
57,
Then
then
57,
until-
the
yeah.
first part of 57, we are still under British rule,
British
right?
rule, So we create God Save the Queen, and we just don't know what is meaning of Merdeka yet. So from there on, we studied for 6 years. We studied 6 years. Then the next momentous moment was we were introduced to the Boys Brigade, the famous third Kuala Lumpur Boys Brigade at YMCA. So my life started there again with him also. He was in my school, and one of our people introduced me to the Boys Brigade. They took me another 7-8 years like that,
Correct.
Then during that time, my parents were involved in the Vihara activities. The late Chief Reverend Dr. K.C. Ramananda was my mentor actually. And he came here about 1952. And then later on, in 1962, he started the Buddhist Missionary Society, which I also helped very much. My parents helped very much. And until today, from a small boy until I'm now plus 70s, and then it helps me to bring memories that I'm still attached to this place. Now at present, I'm the vice president. For many years, I was the vice president activities here. Here there are 2 societies in this ground, Sasana Worthy, Adimana Worthy Society, and the Buddhist Missionary Society in Malaysia, 2 societies. And most of the national floats at celebration, Vesak, and other big celebration, the Prime Minister will come, and this is a place where they start. And the Vesak floats, especially from here, you will travel to Pudu, Jan Pudu, and round and come back here. During that night, at 11 o'clock, we will arrive back here. So my life, I had so many activities here, which I can detail later on. But this time is short. I will reserve it for further comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yours is basically related to your activities when you were growing up was related to the temple.
Temple also.
Yes, and yours?
Mine was more related to as a child, So, as I said, most of us were staying on the other side of the temple road.
Is it the 100 quarters? No.
It is. I somehow think that it should be called the 600 quarters because our house was written there PWD 600-2. That means our house is the last house, second last house
I see.
of 600 quarters. That's why it's PW, Public Works Department 2, just next to the Vivekananda School. So all the children are all centered more over the other side. So activities are more near the quarters where we stay.
Ah, okay.
Somehow we don't venture across here because we feel that the air here is more holier than the other side. So we better don't come this side.
Yeah,
we
that's
better
true.
stay put.
That's
True or not?
There's congested
So
there.
the naughty boys are that
Naughty
side.
boys are on the other side.
Here are the senior, the gentlemen. Yeah. So actually, my house was I bought a farm court condominium in the early days, right from the beginning. But I didn't stay long there. I sold it to the Temple of Fine Arts. The owner of Temple of Fine Arts, they were looking for a place. So I didn't need it, I sold it to them. So they were very happy. We have some good relationship between this temple and their temple. So we are quite welcome there, so to witness their activities. But later on, we can do that.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next question. So as you know, Jalan Berhala is synonymous with cultural and religious practices. So to the public, usually when we mention Jalan Berhala, is usually linked to Vesak Day or Thaipusam, right? So based on your knowledge and also your experience, would you like to share what your personal experience about this street in particular, about Jalan Berhala?
Now, as far as I know, here there are two major religions here. One is the Christian religion and the Buddhist religion. The Lutheran church is just next door to the temple. So during Vesak Day, the activity and festivities are all centered in this side of Jalan Berhala. During Christmas time, it's over the other side at the church. So during festival time, the bells will ring, and we know that especially the Buddhist temple, when they ring the bell, that means there's a time when they are passing offerings in line, and we would also like to join in, but then somehow our parents say, you don't go because you're not properly dressed, you don't go, So we dare not come and join the queue to do the offerings.
I see.
Yeah, it's just a passing of offerings to the temple. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Brother?
For me, definitely I was one of those project initiators in this temple. My two key projects were the Buddhist novitiate program, novices program, young novices. We were trained for 2 weeks. And then at the end of the final training, we will go around from here, right outside to the main road there, Rosario Road there. So wearing the robes and having the alms bowl. Thousands, hundreds and thousands of devotees will be lining up to offer a bit of rice, cooked rice in the alms bowl. This way we help them. This is called Pindapata. And it's a very beautiful scenery, a scene where you can see the gracefulness of the monks in a dignified manner, mindfully walking and just offering the chance for devotees to acquire some merits. When they offer us, they are getting more merits. We also giving a chance. The monks are a field of great merits for them. So when they offer with with good mindfulness and pure mind, wholesome mind, they acquire boundless merits. So this activity also inspired us really to train harder. And there were many other great activities like the mass observance of 9 precepts, which also I initiated here. There were some big programs I initiated here. It's not that they don't have, they did it very, in the early days, they were very small scale. So as a young man, I will suggest to my chief reverend and say, why not do it on a bigger scale? So he agreed. And my chief reverend is very accommodating. He said, his decision will always be, if that is not harmful to you or to others, please proceed. That is his decision. You think over. So you always, and I was his personal treasurer, kapia, for many decades. That means in charge of his financial activities. He will not touch the money, but he will let me do it for him. So he did a lot of charities to help the poor and needy. This is my fond memories of him also and of the place. This place helped me to spiritually build up my character. Coupled with the Boys Brigade, I can still mention the motto of the Boys Brigade. I started in 1962 or 3 like that. The object of the Boys Brigade shall be the advancement of Christ's kingdom among boys, and the habits and the promotion of habits of obedience, reverence, discipline, and self-respect, and all that tends towards a true Christian manliness. That's the object. And that also corresponds to our Buddhist philosophy. So when I came here, the Buddhist philosophy, until now, today, I further strengthened with my meditation. I really further strengthened my spiritual content to discover more about myself so that I can help the world better.
And yeah, and one more thing is, you see, where I stay is just beside the road. So whenever the procession passes through the house, so my mother always asks us to go nearer to the procession because we want to be blessed by the chief monk who sprinkles holy water on everyone. You see, so everybody will stand near to be sprinkled with.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about the youth, because essentially this project is aimed towards the youth.
Definitely,
okay?
yeah.
Yeah. So nowadays with Western exposure to the media, how is it important to empower youth with the teachings of Buddhism? So based on your knowledge, how can Buddhism teachings and practices be applied to youth today?
The youth here actually, we're talking about the Buddhist
Buddhism,
youth.
Yeah, how are the teachings, how
Yes.
can the youth use
Applicable.
or
The teachings are more similar. Yeah, they're quite similar teachings.
But the point is, our late chief here, Dr. Sri Dhammananda, has a great passion. He always instilled to us, the youths are the future of the
Correct.
Buddhist generation. Whether the Buddhism can be sustained or not is up to you all. But now you must train very hard. So I was in the late 60s, we had a Buddhist youth section was formed until now, today. That means more than about 60 years, 50 something to 60 years already. I was one of the vice chairmen there for a very long time, including this place in this society, and also I was a state liaison committee, Selangor State, also the committee there. We used to organize and give a lot of training to future youths. So, but basing on all these things, we have to go in accord with the teachings of our Buddha. And one of the main teachings is, I think, is for the world also, not only for the youth, it's for the elders.
And
It's
for the
the
good
great
for
sutta.
everyone.
The great sutta is a discourse on mindfulness, awareness, the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. I call it myself the mother of all suttas. In these suttas, mindfulness is, you have to establish mindfulness inwardly so that you can be aware of what is happening inside.
Yes.
And the whole key thing is, if you can regulate your thoughts, speech and action inside in a wholesome way, slowly you will be able to live in this world full of vicissitudes of life. That means ups and downs of life. You are able to, for the youth, will be able to handle. Nowadays, there are a lot of mental problems, mental health problems with the youth. Some will take to suicide. This tool actually of mindfulness or awareness is appropriate for the whole world, for everyone. So this is one of them. The next one was, and then there are many influences. Whether extremists come and tell you, this is good and that is bad. The Buddha in another sutta also talk about the Kalama Sutta. In this Kalama Sutta, he will say, now, do not accept things simply because out of respect for the teacher, maybe he has his own teacher, because it's a tradition, because it has been said so, it has been done before, because this has been going on for so long, but there were a number of these criteria. But at the end of the day, you must judge it this way. If it's good for you and good for the others, don't reject and accept it. If it's not good, it's harmful to you and for others, then reject it. I simplify this, summarize the essence
yes.
of the meaning of the
Yes.
sutta. I think this is a very good sutta. And there were other suttas like the highest blessing, how to be successful for the youth. So there is the Mahamangala Sutta. Mangala means blessing. Maha means highest blessing. Those who want to succeed in life, if you go according to these 38 blessings, he was asked for 12 years, the men and gods shifting to each other to answer this question. In the end of the day, after the 12 years, they went to see the Buddha. The Buddha advised them in this sutta, said, now look here, he gave the 38 areas where it will be called successful, highest blessing. One is perfect handicraft, then associate with the wise. Don't associate with the fools. and there are so many, Yeah. There are so many.
Yeah.
So I wish I could have time to carry on. But you can look at it, the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. So I recommend this for the youth to be trained. We have youth training along these lines,
Yes.
So it helps them.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, in your opinion, right, how important is it for local authorities to preserve cultural structures? So as you see here, we have
The Temple of Fine Arts.
Arts, and of course we have the Buddhist temple.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to preserve these buildings?
Of course, this area, as we say, Bahala means temple.
Yes.
And I think the significance of the naming of this Jalan Bahala is due to the congregation of so many
Yes.
places of worship here.
Yes.
Whether it's Christian, Buddhist,
Correct.
Hindus, and Muslim also, surau and mosques around here. So in Malaysia, there are only 3 places as far as I know, in Malacca, in Penang, and here. And this place, you can see for foreigners, for Westerners, for anybody, is a place where you can feel the harmonic existence of all the races, irrespective of their religious beliefs. So, and when you go to any of the religious places, like a Buddhist temple, our Buddhist temple here, you can see the shrine room, the statue of the Buddha in all sorts of position, meditative position, and then in reclining, all a meditative position. And then the Bodhi tree signifies a lot of gratitude and respect. So if people come here to understand, not only just to see the bricks and mortar, but to dwell deeper into the meanings, they will be educated themselves. And for that matter,
True.
they will say it is a blessing as another school opportunity for the
Yeah.
children to learn about it. So this place should be well preserved. And along this road, only about 3 years ago, with all the religions here, 5 religions here, we have a unity walk. One from YMCA, from here down to the church, outside the church there, the church there, walk inside here to the church, then YMCA, one round to the Taoist temple, to the mosque, to the Hindu temple. You see the Hindu temple got plenty of God statues, a lot of significance there. They tell the stories of the victories of over darkness. So we were walking, and each time we enter into the building, we had short dialogue with them, unity walk. And then this place is very historically of historical significance. So because of this walk, it enhanced our spirit of togetherness, and also in the eyes of the world, we can see that it is possible to have peace of mind here in this place. races can go together, even though they are different religion. So this area should not be should be encouraged to develop rather than more big buildings. You see the high-rise building there. We are lack of this precious sacred ground already.
Right.
So we hope the authorities would not further demolish any other and give support, as our brother Lau said, give support by having cleanliness
Good,
and
clean
all those
environment.
things. Also a clean environment here.
Yeah.
So, okay, as a final question, since both of you has been here from 20, 30 years ago until now,
Yes.
what do you think has changed? Has a lot changed? Or is it?
Of course, physically, yes, you can see a lot of big, tall condominiums, apartments, which formerly there's no such thing. In fact, they're just two double-story government quarters, and where I stayed is the single-story semi-D bungalows. So that's it. So the environment here,
urbanization
has
here.
changed a lot, and well, hopefully the authorities can know how to manage the traffic, and the population density, so on and so forth, and help to keep the place clean so that it will be a better environment to stay in.
So I would say preferably we have a MRT stop here, station stop here, so that more people can go from other parts of the country and also KL to come and stop here and explore the goodness of wholesomeness of this
There's
area.
KL Central?
KL Central a bit far.
KL Central is just
here,
behind.
just behind here only.
No,
You
this
have to-
KL Central is there.
Ah.
This
This Bahala,
behind here is the river.
the real.
It's the river, and next to it is the
MRT,
Jalan Kelang Lama.
Jalan Kelang Lama.
You see?
So the LRT will be, there's no LRT stop in Brickfields, except KL Central.
No, Tun Sembanan, there is one.
There is one.
That's the nearest, but you have to walk from there to all these areas here.
I see.
So
Yeah.
I believe that the changes were rapid here. Actually, when we were small, we didn't expect this kind
No.
of high-rise building.
No, we
They
don't.
were only the railway quarters to store
Yes.
some goods there at a big Shell station
Go-downs,
there.
all the go-downs
The go-downs, warehouses.
Yes.
Now you can see no more. There's no more. The central, although it's very good, actually it's very good because it proved that Malaysia can also live up to the expectation of
Developed country,
country.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Sadhu,
Welcome.
Sadhu,
Thank you so much.
Sadhu, Sadhu. Thank you.